And welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I am going to be talking about ways to build your confidence. So this kind of came up, cheers, good morning. This kind of always comes up in our daily pep talks, which is on my podcast. If you're not familiar, get familiar. It's on Spotify, Anchor, Apple, Pandora. Chelsea Swift is your spirit animal. But real quick, I just wanted to get you into a positive mindset and help you build a little bit of confidence. So many times people ask me, like, why are you so confident? Is it something that you're born with? And born with? Born with. Let me see. Is that like James Bond and born together? Was I born with it? I don't know. But I feel like little things like that, like let's just use that as an example. If you have like a word hurdle, right, and you make a mistake, does that embarrass you? Well, it doesn't embarrass me. Why? Because I know that all human beings, even big CEOs and whomever is at the quote unquote bottom of the totem pole, we all make mistakes, right? We're all sinners and winners and losers at the same time. So I think when you're humble and you take a little humble pie with you and you realize that every single person is just a person, it makes it so much easier to be confident. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to be confident today. But most importantly, like, don't take life so seriously. Don't take yourself seriously. It's not that serious. That's why I don't like edit my videos. I could care less. I'm always that person that is like, whatever, word hurdle, move on. Like, that's called life. And the more you speak, the better you get at it. So it is what it is. And honestly, I've been speaking like professionally, like in my career for a long time. I've given a lot of PowerPoint presentations, and I can tell you right now, it's not like you can predict a word hurdle. Like, it just happens. Or like a slide will just stop working. It just happens. And like, you have to have that confidence to be like, make a joke or like bring in some energy. But if you don't have that vibe with you, then you're just standing there sweating and you'll get anxiety and your hands will clam up. And so I want to give you some tips today to be a little bit more confident, just for anybody that's like, you seem super confident. It's just a trait that you build within yourself. And to be honest with you, I think it comes from having people tear you down. For me, for example, and I'm going to give you tips, but I just want to give you kind of like a personal story. Like for me, for example, I used to have haters, like so many haters, like always growing up. And you're like, oh, Chelsea, poor you, you had haters. Like weird imaginary ones that sat in the shadows, though. Like none, like no one that would come out and be like, I hate you. Like it's just weird people that I would know are nice to my face and then like mean behind my back. And it was just like the most awkward thing. It's like you'd almost rather have people be mean to your face than do that. But anyways, what am I saying right now? Is I feel like that built up my confidence because then I realized I don't need people to like me. I just need to like me. So, why did I bring that up? Because if you're the type of person that you've been picked on in the past, or maybe you're picked on now, or you think social media is mean, or there's bullying online, let me tell you something right now. You don't need clicks and likes, and you don't need people to like you and to tell you that flowers come out of your ass. All you need to do is say, I like who I am, and I know who I am. And when you can do that, when you're like not concerned about walking into a room wondering, oh my God, who likes me? When you let go of that and you're like, no, I like me, and I just walked into the room, that's a different energy. It's not a cocky energy. It's, I'm okay if you don't like me. I don't need everybody to like me. And so that's kind of this like people pleasing mode that like I personally switched out of when I realized like, I don't need 1,000 people to like me. Like, I don't need anybody to like me that's not in my corner, in my circle, rooting for me, wanting me to succeed, vice versa. Like, your tribe, your friends, even if you just had one good friend, that's good enough. So, let me help you with your belief system. So, I think the first thing is number one, get in touch with your self-limiting belief system. A lot of people, again, ask me, Chiffy, why are you so confident? And it has nothing to do with appearance, because even when I was a size 14, didn't recognize myself. I give a lot of weight loss tips on my podcast and on here and stuff like that, because I genuinely believe it's a mentality belief system issue rather than like a food and exercise issue. It really is. Because I was working out so hard and like doing these crazy diets and I couldn't lose weight. And I believe it's a stress thing that happens and like more of an emotional mentality thing that happens. So anyways, work on your belief system is going to help you in all areas of your life, but especially with confidence. Now, I said it in the beginning and we word hurdled and went into stories. But nobody is born with confidence. I mean, my mom might argue that I was, but nobody's born with this like superior like confidence. It really is built over time where you get nervous in a situation and you have to figure out not to be, or you go into a situation and you learn to be a little bit more confident. What do I mean by this? Like going on job interviews when you're 13, 14 years old, that's super intimidating. By the time you're 17, it's a joke. I mean, it just depends on your experience. So the first thing I'm going to say is what will make you more confident is number one, experience and facing the fear that you are afraid of. So facing the experience that you find intimidating will always propel you forward. So if you find a person intimidating, go right up to them and talk to them. I used to do this all the time in college. I used to make a joke. Like I would go up to people I had no business hitting on, like actual supermodels. And I'd be like, hey, like, hi, are you guys from Australia? Like I would just like go right up, because that's how you break that fear of like, I'm a little dork and they're not going to like me. You know what I mean? And it's funny because it's like, whatever, even if I luck out here, it's funny. My friends are back there. They're going to buy me a drink. It's going to be fine. So just go for it. You'll feel better. And then you'll get to talking to people and you'll realize like people are just people. Just because they look like a supermodel doesn't mean they're like a supermodel. They're not like that special. They're still a human being. So that's what I'm trying to help you with is like when you face your fear of whatever is intimidating you, it makes it so much easier. And so sometimes the fears can be stuff that you make up. So number one is your belief system. We're kind of like, we got off track for a second, but I really believe facing your fears, yes, that helps because over time, the experience will build you up into a confident person. The more presentations you do in bomb, the better you get, stuff like that. Like the more you put yourself out there and don't succeed, eventually you'll succeed. Like you just have to get into that attitude where like the experience of it is going to teach you something and propel you forward. So the number one thing you need to work on though is like your belief system. Get in touch with those like self-limiting beliefs. And this drives me crazy with people because I'm like, why? Who told you that? Like when I'm ready to give somebody a confidence pep talk, it's like not even a joke. So you need to go on the podcast. If you've never been on the podcast, it's like me in your pocket. You just take me, put me in your pocket. You go for a walk, you go for a run, you go for errands, take me in the car. Just make sure like if your baby's learning words, that's not on because we don't know if I'm going to swear on that one or not. But yeah, when I am here to light people up, I really do it. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of times it stems from somebody telling you what you could do or somebody telling you what you couldn't do. And 9 times out of 10, all it was is you failed once at something and then you lost your confidence doing it. Like you went to shoot a basketball and somebody made fun of you because you didn't make it. So then you stopped shooting. What? Anybody that's good at anything needs to do one thing. What did I just say? Practice, experience, get going, start doing it. You want to be better at something? Get up and get it done. Start doing it today. That's how you become confident because you're doing it every day. You're building your confidence. You're practicing every day. But the thing is, if you failed at something when you were like 6, 7, 8 years old, that put this impression on you that you couldn't do something and it set in your mind this limitation without you even realizing it. So what happens is as you get older, you let go of this childish mentality that like you can't do things because there are limitations and this is what you're supposed to do and this is like responsibility and this is like pause. you build up all these ideas and self-limiting beliefs around something stupid like getting whacked in dodgeball one time. Like stupid things like you didn't make the soccer team. So now that damaged you and you thought you weren't good at sports. Why are you thinking that? Like you were a grown ass adult and probably in better athletic shape than you were at 7. You probably kick ass at sports and you're just out here thinking you suck, so you're not going to try. You know what I mean? So it's the self limiting beliefs that bring you to this level of not believing in yourself. And not just that, but then you don't even try things because you think you know that you're not good at it. So how do you build confidence? How do you build strength in your character? How do you build and boost morale? It starts with your self beliefs, your self limiting beliefs, and then also your self talk. So, what are you saying to yourself on a daily basis? And write that down for real. What are you saying after I am? What are you saying to yourself on a daily basis? This is going to show you where your confidence lies. So if you are saying to yourself, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am intelligent, I am a great business owner, I'm doing great as a marketing consultant, whatever it is. If you say things like that to yourself, you build up your self-esteem. Now, of course, in the beginning, sometimes those things might not be true, or you might not think those things are true about yourself. But I just want to give you an example. When I was a size 14, I still gave myself so many compliments, girl. And the reason is your true value and worth is on the inside. So here's like the key to confidence right here. Doesn't matter what you look like. And you can be like, Chelsea, your hair looks great. Thank you. This is day 3 of dry shampoo. Can't wait to see my hairdresser. But I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter what you look like, because when you bring the vibe, you bring the vibe. When you bring the light, you bring the light. Nobody can take that away from you. When you shine, girl, you shine. Boy, you shine. So here's the thing. It comes from the inside. It has nothing to do with what you look like on the outside. So many times we're like scrolling on Instagram and we think we have to be the prettiest and we have to be the smartest and we have to be the. You don't have to be anything you don't want to be. Just be yourself. Be your bright little bubbling self. Be your weirdo self. Just be yourself. Be yourself is all you need to do. But confidence in who you really are comes from the inside. So, like I was making a joke about like walking up to Australian male models and hitting on them, you figure out pretty quick that they're just like, they're human. They're human beings. They still have like, a personality and like a soul and things like that. So all that jobs and like your size and your appearance, all that stuff is just like additives. Like it's just things that add to you as a person, not exactly things that make you as a person. And I think more people should understand this. Like look at your favorite famous person and really take a look at qualities. So this is my next tip for you. So hopefully I'm making a lot of sense. But number 1, go straight at the experience that scares the shit out of you. Like one of the things I didn't want to do is YouTube. For the longest time, I'm like, no. And my friends told me, they're like, Chelsea, you're not exactly like hard to look at. Like, what is your problem? And I'm like, I just don't want to. Like, I liked having my little eye patches on and just like doing my little microphone thing. That made me feel better. But a lot of my friends were like, why are you hiding behind a microphone? Like you're funnier in person. Like just get out there and do it. Certain things in my life scared me. Writing books and like letting people like read my material. Why? I don't know. I'm a weirdo, right? We all have weird things that we're afraid of. So what I'm here to tell you is going straight for the thing that scares you is going to strengthen your experience and strengthen your character and strengthen your confidence, because you're going to be like, it wasn't so bad. Or maybe you totally bombed on something. And after that experience, you can be like, it really wasn't that bad. Because I, again, have had so many times I've been in front of important people. I'll just say it like that because nobody's more important than another person. That's the other illusion that I think knocks people out of confidence. So we'll get into that in a second. But I've been in a lot of PowerPoints, like doing my thing, like super smart, like clicking, and all of a sudden, like it just like freezes. And I'm like, there might as well be a dick pic up there because at this point, like, I'm like frozen in time. This is great. And the best thing that you can do is have a fucking personality, which has nothing to do with what you look like, has nothing to do with how intelligent you are, how great your PowerPoint was, that no one's going to see the last 36 slides now. All that matters is you just bring that light and be like, well, you know, and you make a joke and it's fine. So, anyways, as you have those experiences that you think, oh my God, if that happened to me, I would die. You really don't. Like, even if you ask somebody out and they say no or they diss you, like that's happened to me so many times. It's you will live. You will live to see another day, another tale. There's a joke there. So, anyways, number one, go for the experience that scares you. It will build your strength. It will build your confidence. It'll build your experience in taking on things that you think are going to take you down because nothing can take you down. When you word hurdle on every single YouTube video, I'm just kidding. Nothing can take you down when you have confidence. Not even a word hurdle. Anyways, next tip I'm going to give you is work on those self-limiting beliefs. So a great way to do this is to take a look at some limiting beliefs that you have about yourself. It could be like, I am only going to make this much money in my life. You know, it could be like, I am only going to, whatever your goal is, losing weight, making more money, certain career choice, whatever it is, write down like your big goals and then write down what's keeping you from it. Like, why don't you think you can get there? Like, if you don't think you can lose weight, why? And like, really like just dig deep into that. Why? Why do you think that? And maybe it comes up in a memory. Maybe it comes up in a belief that you didn't even know you had, a self-limiting belief. So take a look at that, get in touch with like the self-limiting beliefs, what you're afraid of, what you're afraid to face. But I'm telling you, a lot of that has to do with what you say to yourself on a day-to-day basis. So it has to do with like your self-talk. So a great way for me personally is I always like make a list of qualities of like that I have, and then I make a list of qualities that I want. And so this was something I did when I wanted to lose weight, and we kind of got into it, but I always was super, you know, even when I had gained weight, I always did my hair and I always dressed really good. And I always like brought the vibe, and I was always like, hey, like I'm Chelsea, like nice to meet you. Um, because I don't feel like appearance has anything to do with confidence. And you could say, oh no, like that's not true. Yes, it is. It's the way that you carry yourself. So if you are bringing that vibe, then that's all that matters. And like, that's why we're seeing such a huge change in like body image and all that stuff, because it doesn't matter. Like, body positivity is a real thing right now. Let's jump on board. And it's a real thing for a reason. You shouldn't be like sick and half dying and being like, but I feel so good. It's like, no, you don't. Like, stop. So anyways, if you're trying to improve your weight, that's totally fine. Everybody wants to be healthy and feel great and whatever. So what I would say is write down a list of qualities that you want to have and a list of qualities that you do have. Few reasons this is really good for your self-esteem. Number one, you might start realizing that you have more than you realize. The next thing is that you can start to embody the things that you really want to be. Like if you want to be healthier, if you want to have a more toned body, like whatever. If you want to start your own business, it doesn't mean that you're going to do it overnight, but what you're doing is you're assessing what you already have versus what you already want to be. And I'm telling you, sometimes you're really not that far off. It's just your way of thinking and your mentality that needs that change. So what I do is I develop keywords throughout the day to stimulate my mindset. Now, self-talk is huge. So, because your self-talk is going to steer your belief system. So whatever you say to yourself on a day-to-day basis, whatever you let people say to you on a day-to-day basis is coming on in. But here's the number one thing that I do. Number one, I'm the captain here, okay? I'm the motherfucking everything up in this bitch, okay? If I don't like what you said to me, it's not coming in. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what you think about me. And that's the number one thing you need to understand is the only thing that matters is what people like. It's what you think about yourself, but it's like the only thing you should ever care about are the people that love you and embrace you for who you really are. So that's like the line there. Like, yeah, don't care about what people think, but like care about the people that are in your corner, right? Like your best friends, your family, your spouse. Like that's all you give a fuck about. Everybody else, bye. Like everybody else that has an opinion, bye. And it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. You just cannot rely on the outside. And we talk about this all the time, but like your interior is such a vibe. So the next thing I'm going to say is like bring keywords with you throughout the day. So it can be like boss, it can be like queen, it can be like, successful, intelligent, it can be, beautiful, it can be soulful, it can be whatever you want it to be. But you can carry these keywords with you and say them to yourself often rather than walking around going like, I am beautiful, I am confident, and not really feeling it. Because if you're not feeling it, then it's really not registering. It's just like homework. It's like a waste of momentum in your mind. So, but if you say keywords and let your mind kind of go up to it a little bit, like it's curious, it's like, oh, we've never said confidence before. What is that? Like, let your mind like, oh, she's saying something new. Like when you introduce something new to your mind will automatically be like looking at it because it's never seen it before. So say things to yourself like, I am kind. Maybe you're like the meanest person in the world. Say the word kind 15 times. Watch what your mind does. Your mind's going to be like, what? We're kind now? We're charitable? Stop. We give to people. Anyways, keywords work. And I use this too when I am doing any type of like pitch. If I'm pitching a client or anything, I use keywords to help myself. Like, whenever I was like vibing with a client or something, I'll say, things like empowerment, authentic, natural, vibration, positive energy. I'll just say these keywords in the back of my head. This person has no idea what's going on. But I'm like, hi, I'm Chelsea. And that because those keywords stimulate what I want, which is a natural conversation in a flowing vibe that's happening. Like I want that natural vibe. So like that's what I'm going to stimulate. But if I go into a meeting overthinking, which we can all do, think, oh my God, like what am I going to say? And then like, what if they say this? And then like, why are you overthinking your pitch? Like so many times people don't let things just flow. People are like, wait, so you go in unprepared? It's like, no, I don't go in unprepared. I have all my shit with me, but I go in like just like the first thing I'm going to say is hi, and then we're going to go from there. And they're like, what? Like, that's crazy. But if you overplan it, you overthink it, you ruin the vibe. Like, seriously, it's like anything in life. Really think about it. If you overplan some shit, you totally just killed the vibe, killed the romance here. Okay. You killed it. It was supposed to be like this magic thing, and you just totally made it too staged. And it's like, ugh. So, anyways, set the vibe, use the keywords. They do help. Now, one of the main things I wanted to tell you is I want you to write down, here's what people told me I could do, and here's what people told me I couldn't do. And now I want you to throw both of them away. You're like, both of them? Yes, both of them. Who the fuck told you what to do ever? Who told you what to do? Who tells you what to do? You tell you what to do. So don't let people tell you what you can do, and don't let people tell you what you can't do. That is the biggest thing that people get confused. They're like, well, I have like a boss and I have like a job, and like technically I have a manager. So like they tell me what to do, you tell you what to do. It's not about going into work and being like, I tell me what to do. And like now you're going to get in a fight with your manager. It's just you throw away this system of, what is it? I don't even know the word. I don't even know the word because I don't do it. What is it? When you're not dominant, but submissive. So you're submissive to life because you think that people run your life and it's an illusion. Like, yeah, you may have a manager when you go to work, but honey, like after those 8 hours are over, who are you telling anything to? Who are you letting people talk to you about what blah 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 blah? That's what I'm trying to say is I think there's so much outside influence that we start to believe, oh my God, we're not good enough. But if you really take a look at the people that are at the top, you're like, how the fuck did you get there? Like, how did you get there? Like, I want to know. Who'd you know? How'd you get up there? So, anyways, take a look around and take a look in the mirror. And do not let people tell you what you are capable of and what you are not capable of. I've seen this firsthand, by the way, so I'll give you an example. There was a woman I used to work with who had been with the company for like 7-8 years, really good at her job, being paid the same. It's not my business, but girl, I had to be like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I immediately was like, I'm sorry, but like, have you grown in this position? Like, and I was wondering too, like, why aren't the managers doing this? Like, it was like confusing to me. Like when you run a company, like you want people to get better. You want people to grow and stay at your company. But anyways, so I was like, girlfriend, like on some real shit, if you don't ask for it, they're not going to give it to you. And she's like, no, but like, I don't have that confidence. I was like, let's do this. Let's do this right now. So I wrote it down for her. Here's how long you've been here. Here's how much you've been making. Here's how much you've been putting in. Like, then I put a little package to her and I'm like, now you're going to go and you're going to say you want this much. And I'm like, but the key thing is you have to believe in yourself. Long story short, she ended up doing it. She ended up getting it, ended up being a good thing. But the reality is, if you don't ask for it, unfortunately, people will tell you what you can and can't do. And that even includes work. So why did I bring that up? Because sure, you can have a fucking manager, but maybe in 5 years, you're the manager. Maybe in 7 years, you're the director. Like, stop letting people push you down. Like, you're going up. So if you view yourself that way, then that's where you're going to go. But if you view yourself diminishing, which is a lot of people in this world, why? Like, who told you what you can do and what you can't do? And it doesn't matter who told you. It just matters that you believe in it now. So the best way to unravel and have confidence today is number one, don't give a fuck what anybody says. Obviously your parents are important, your spouse is important, your family's important, your bestest friends are important. Like, care about that, right? But other than that, who gives a fuck? Like, what people have to say. Stop caring about likes. Stop caring about hearts and validation. And like, if somebody likes your shit, like, let them catch on later. And develop this attitude that you can do it today. Like, you can absolutely do anything that you set your mind to. If you want to lose weight, you can do it. Stop thinking that you can based on a past experience. So that's the other thing I wanted to say. Like, your self-beliefs come from those weird hidden fears. Like, I made this joke one time that like some people are afraid of sharks and they've never seen a shark. They're never going to see a shark. They will never be in the water with a shark. But you are afraid of a shark. If you see a shark on TV, it ignites fear. Stop. Why are you afraid of a shark? You have not even had the chance to punch it in the face. So why are you afraid? Who cares? If you're never going to be near one, stop being afraid of stupid shit. And I laugh because that was me. I used to be afraid of like the dumbest things. And then I realized like it's imaginary. Half the things you think about never come true. Half the things you worry about are not even real. Think about that. So let's run through it really quick. Number one, you can handle anything today. So if you're like, Chelsea, like pump us up, like you gave us a pep talk, but I still don't know. You can handle anything today. Number two, don't let people tell you what to do, what you can do, what you can't do. That belongs to you. You tell yourself what you can do today. You tell yourself what you can do today. That's it. Number two. No, well, I guess we're on three. Number three, don't be afraid to make mistakes and fail, because you will learn and grow from that experience. As a matter of fact, it toughens you up. It makes you a little bit stronger because you go, I'm not afraid of that. Like, whatever. I totally bombed that presentation. It sucked. Whatever. Number four, your confidence level will stem from your self talk, because your self talk is coming from your self beliefs. So clean it up. Write down your qualities and write down qualities that you would like to possess and begin working on that. You know, I want to have confidence, start working on that self talk. I want to have a great job, start working towards that. Like, whatever you want, you absolutely can achieve, but you can't achieve it until you believe that you can achieve it. So work on your beliefs. Most importantly, your self-limiting beliefs that most of the time stem from that one time you did something that you couldn't do, which is stupid. Don't replay past things that don't serve you. Like, totally just let it go. Keep what I like to call a positive memory bank, which just means that you withdraw and deposit only positives. And you're like, Chelsea, that sounds delusional. Really? How's that working out for you? If you're withdrawing a negative right now, how's that working out for you? If you're depositing a negative thought right now, how's that working out for you? It's not working out. So start to withdraw a positive experience, a positive memory, something that happened that made you feel really great, something that happened that made you feel amazing, a time when you felt super confident. Withdraw that and then deposit back in great things that happened today. Like, whatever it is, like coffee actually is banging this morning. So that's a positive thought. I'm going to throw that in there. YouTube video was okay. Stop. Had a couple word hurdles, but it's fine because I keep going. And yeah, just withdraw, deposit positives only. It's not delusional. It's called healthy. It's called mental training. It's called retraining your brain. It's called building confidence. It's called reflipping your self programming that's all fucked up because of your beliefs and the way that you talk to yourself. So trust me when I say this method works. And yeah, I think the last thing I was going to say is don't forget that, like, when you start to get down to a nerve-wracking situation where you feel like, okay, I'm really nervous. I know she told me to work on my self-beliefs and say, like, I am affirmations and stuff, but it's not working. Develop keywords for yourself when you're going into a meeting, when you're going into a presentation, even when you're going somewhere and you're just nervous, like you're driving to the store and you don't know why, but you're scared and you're just driving. Say like positive shit to yourself. Be like, I'm boss, I'm successful, killing this day. Today's amazing. It's vibes, like celebration. Like, start thinking about things that make you get excited. So guys, that is our little power positive pep talk for today. I wanted to give you a little boost in confidence because I really believe that at the end of the day, what you believe is what you achieve. And I think a lot of times people hold themselves back mentally because they're making other people bigger in their minds and they're making themselves smaller. And I don't know why people do that. Like, stop like looking at outside appearances and really start to look at the core of some motherfucking people. And you'll be like, ugh, like that person may have the body, they may have like the money, they may have like the whatever, like everything might be rocking and rolling with that turtle shell. Talk about this all the time. Your turtle shell being what you are on the outside, right? That's your turtle shell. But, and some people might have that shit going on. You're like, damn, look at that fucking turtle shell. Like, I wish I had that shell. But guess what? Who you are, like your essence, your being, your flavor, like the thing that makes life amazing is within you. Like your light, your divinity, your weirdness, your coolness, your awkwardness. It's all in there. And it's all meant to be a part of you. So like, don't deny those parts of you. And that's also how you build an authentic you and you get more confident because you're like, whatever, I don't need to be a perfect turtle shell. Or you'll be like, wow, I actually see right through that turtle shell. that turtle shell is an asshole, or like that turtle shell is a jerk face, like whatever it is. So anyways, guys, just realize that like even the famous people are awkward and weird, and like everybody has their thing, like nobody's special. So I feel like no fame is the new fame. And I will see you guys on our next YouTube video. Hopefully we had a good talk on some confidence. I have a new daily positive gratitude journal. Say that 5 times fast. No word hurdles. What up? I have a new journal that just came out, so I'll link it below. And yeah, I have my little, this was my first book. Again, things I don't want people to read. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. But anyways, this was one of my first books that I made. Just thought I'd show you this. Yep. It's a children's rhyming interactive story. Why do I share this with you right now? Because I was embarrassed to print this. And then once I did it, I was like, look at me go. So anyways, stop being embarrassed of yourself. Just do your weird things. If you want to write a rhyming children's book, do it. You don't need to be famous to do it. You fucking do it, and you feel better about yourself because you're like, oh, I can do it. Like, so anyways, now I have a new like journal out. It's so cute. Of course, I am not prepared for my presentation today. I didn't bring it over, but it's awesome. I designed it like when the pandemic hit to like keep myself like mentally focused. So the link is below, and you can actually, if you click on it, you can preview it. So you can preview what you'll be writing every day. And I have like inspirational quotes, and like, I basically just set it up how I like journal basically. So it's my personal journal that I designed, and you can use it too if you want. So that's below. And then of course, my podcast is on Spotify, Apple, Anchor, Pandora. Chelsea Swift is your spirit animal. Don't forget to check it out. And guys, I will see you on the next YouTube video. Cheers.